This was not a planned video, but I just want to talk about something that more often than not people it's a comment that people make all the time, or it is a conversation starter, or sometimes I think they use it as a compliment, but it is, when people say, boy, you're so strong, I don't know how you do this, and I don't know how you do that, and I don't know how you talk about these things, and I could never. From where I sit, I want to call it strength. It's called disassociation. That is what it is called. When you disassociate from your feelings and your emotions and whatever emotions that may come with that particular situation, it make it appear as if you're strong. You're really numb. It's not strength. It's just numbness. You have, in this case, I would have had to go through these situations repeatedly, and it makes you numb, because after a while, if you don't disassociate from the situation, it's going to drive you crazy. You're literally going to be eating out of a garbage pan somewhere. Yeah. In Jamaica, they would say it will lick your chip. That is what it does to you. That does not by any means reduce the hurt and pain that these things put one through. Let me tell you something. If I was supposed to sit and talk about the hurt and the pain, I think this is one of the parts about being abused and living after sexual abuse that people don't talk about. It's the hurt and the pain that sits inside your body, inside your mind, in your stomach, in your chest, in your shoulders, in your womb, in your legs. I can't even begin to go into the depth of that pain. I can't even begin to talk about it, because we'll be here talking all day and all night. When you can't breathe and you're not in a place where your air is restricted, you just can't breathe because the pain has found itself somewhere in your respiratory system and you cannot breathe. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know if other people experience emotional pain as much as I do. And people often say to me, boy, you're so strong. I don't know how you do it. Let me tell you something. The amount of tears I shed is unspeakable. I'm just gonna say that. The amount of ball me ball. It's trust me, it is not strength. I have kind of grown to not like the word strong, because it is used way too much to describe survival. It is used way too much to describe disassociation. Because sometimes when you're talking about these things, if you're not disassociate from them, I don't even know how it would end up, to be honest. I don't know. I really and truly don't know. I can't tell you, but I can tell you. If I can't say anything else, I can say that it's not strength. I can tell you it is disassociation. And I have come to a place where I can just easily disassociate from what's going on. To be honest, sometimes when I come upon certain research information about depression, psychology and how the mind works. I really and truly believe that I have been disassociated from my body for years, and I don't even know if I can find my way back to my body. I don't know, that kind of strange to hear, but when you have had to do that in order to survive, literally stay alive and literally keep your sanity and function in society as a normal human being, you cannot have access to your emotions at all times. It is not possible because it is going to cause problems. If you don't have the right support system and the tools around you to use to help you do what you need to do, it will cause problem. And when I say problem, I mean enough problem. So when people talking about, boy, you know you're so strong, boy, if you don't ever know, it may be resilience, yes, because it's the ability to go through despite what is going on. But let me tell you, it's not strength. It's not strength, because you see, nobody talks about the nights that you don't sleep. Nobody not talk about that part. Nobody not talk about the insomnia we develop as a result of constantly being touched at nights. You start become, I have a term that I say, you become your own security guard, because you have to be safeguarding yourself at night because people won't let you sleep in peace. And for years it was that way, and then it becomes second nature for your body, right? Nobody talks about that part. Nobody talks about the relationships that you cannot have, right? Nobody get into that part. Nobody get into all of the quote-unquote normal things that you'd want to engage in, but you can't be engaging in them because it's just not up your alley. It's not comfortable. It doesn't make you feel good. And anybody who knows anything about sleep and depression and mental issues, if you don't sleep well, chances are you're not gonna be well. Those two are married to each other. The depth of the pain that we feel afterwards, nobody addresses it, and I don't even know how comes it is never addressed. I don't see people addressing. Let me talk about the sleep issues. I don't see people addressing the sleep issues. I don't see people addressing the disassociation issues. Like when you're so far from yourself, you just operate from a different place. You don't even know where you're operating from. It's like you don't have no foundation. Sometimes you don't know where you operate from. You just operate again, so you don't know where. You don't know what the basis of it is. What is the base of it? Boy, I wish it was strength, but I'm not strength. No make nobody. And for the people who like to say this to others, it's not funny. It's not funny, and it is not a compliment. I'm not strength. That's something else. Some of us just are going because life in our body we can't do no better. I'm not sure why I'm going. Because it's not easy to get up every day. Not feeling like yourself, not feeling good about yourself, not feeling pretty, not having a high self-esteem. It's not easy to get up every day and act like you're normal. And one of the hardest things, like a performance every single day, because that's the only way you can get through. Because nobody now get up and be a beer every day. We don't live in that society, especially in Jamaica. Nobody no business video. They might business video for 2 days, and by the third day, you're depend on your own. No matter what the situation is. So, I just actually wanted to make this video because when I sit and think about strength and how I show up in the world as a person, and people look at me and say I'm strong, When me say them not have a clue. Them not have a clue what goes through my mind. Them not have a clue what my body go through. When me say it rough, I mean say it. When me say it rough, I know not normal. I know nothing normal. It rough. Me get up at night all in my house. I look all underneath my bed. I'ma go on my bed and know say everywhere lock up and nobody not in here. I'ma jump up in the night. Cause something in my mind just click and I feel like somebody underneath the bed. One little pin drop out the door at night, I'm not sleep for the whole night and I wonder. I have to safeguard just in case somebody try coming through the grill or the window so I can protect myself. Nobody not talk about them something. I didn't even go mention relationships and sex because that's a topic for a whole nother video. But nobody's talking. Nobody not talk about them something. I not understand why. We don't talk about these things. You know, pretty. And I'm not saying healing is not possible, but me I tell you, say, when you take up yourself and say you go do some healing work, at that time you find out it's not pretty. You want to see triggers, you want to see a trauma surface, take up yourself and say you go do some healing work. Yeah, man. You take up yourself. Anytime you enter therapy or whatever it is that you decide to do to help yourself heal, that is when you're going to see how resilient you truly are. Because everything I go resurface are some of the things that we never remember. Some of the things that we skip out in your memory, you gotta remember them. Yeah, man, you gotta remember them. And at times it's gonna be only you and them. And then I go look at you and you sleep and wake up out of your sleep and you feel like you're a stiff stone mad smaddy. I just wanted to put that out there. It is not strength, right? I'm not strength, that's something else. As I say, somewhere we are empty shell, I walk up and down. When I say empty, I mean empty shells. We are not here, we just have life in our body. But in our mind, we're gone in one different place. And we don't know if we're going to come back sometime. Because when your mind going to that zone, you don't know if it's going to come back. A lot of us are lucky that eventually we get help or support in whatever form. And it comes back. As we say, we'll come back to our right mind and start doing things like how we're supposed to do them. And start feeling things. Because the numbness and the disassociation make you don't feel nothing. More than likely, it's just hurt and pain that you're feeling. Not much else. And it's the excess hurt why you're numb. Because you can't even break down. You yourself can't even break down how you're going to figure out this a hurt and pain. You don't even know which path to start. You don't know which path to start. Dig down the dirt to build this a foundation. Yeah? You're confused and frustrated, you don't know. So the next best thing your mind chooses to do is just block it. And when you're blocked, you're going to numbness. And when the good things come around and you can't access them, there's a feeling that you get when you're happy and when things feel good to you. You cannot experience that when you're numb. No matter how, you might smile and smirk and say, yeah man, in your heart, you're not feeling nothing at all. It's rough. It's rough. But we not talk. We not talk how we can keep relationships. And I'm not talking about intimate ones only. Because nobody never teach you how to actually build and maintain a relationship despite our differences. Because no two people are the same thing. Nobody never teach you that. And trauma, put on top of that, you never have any role model to teach you about what a healthy relationship looks like. And you have trauma on top of that. I that them call double jeopardy. That bound to fail. Nobody taught us about relationship. Nobody never teach you how to have a healthy relationship. Most of us don't know. We never see it yet. But how are we going to have it? How are you and your friend are going to stay a friend? How are you going to resolve conflict when a conflict arises if you don't know a healthy way of resolving conflict? You're going to use an unhealthy coping mechanism, and chances are it's not going to work. These things are the things that we don't talk about. That happens as a result of the things that we've been through. Because that was our blueprint. And you have to spend most of your life or your time trying to erase that and create your own. That is no easy feat. It is not for the faint of heart. But I'm gonna end this video here. I just wanted to come on and say that was resting on my mind. And let me tell you something about disassociation. I was sitting down there crying, and the moment I take up my phone and they said I was going to record the video, the tears dry up. That is what is called disassociation, because I have come to a point that I can be in my house crying and somebody call me at my gate and I go out there with my eyes dry. Because that is what I've learned over the years. You don't let people see your vulnerability. You need to do this and you need to do that, and yeah. You have to keep everything inside, and that is what kills you slowly. Painful death when you keep everything inside, and it's killing you and you can't let it out because you don't feel safe and you're afraid of being vulnerable. There's nothing else in this world that's worse than that. I've never had a worse feeling than wanting to access my feelings, wanting to talk about them, work through them, sit with them, and can't. Not at all. No feel worse than that. Anyways, as I said, I just wanted to say that, and I hope this video helps somebody else who is experiencing similar things or have experienced similar things, and we'll be okay. As I always say, we will be okay. It may take us some time. It will take us some time, because you cannot erase years of pain with even 1 year. I'm not even going to say 1 day or 1 month, because that's not possible. But even when you do 1 year of work and therapy and whatever else you decide to indulge in to help you heal, even when you have gone through a full year of it, you haven't even begun to scratch the surface. And if you don't have any support, it's going to take you double the time, because support helps you to feel safe and comfortable. And with that safeness, your body relaxes, your mind relaxes, and you feel like somebody or more than one person have your back, and it makes you ease down a little bit, not so tense. And that is healing all over, both mind and body healing. It's a very, very good place to be. Very, very hard place to reach, because you can't make people support you. You only can hope they do. And we need support most of the times when you're in the worst mental state. And I find that is when people always leave you. When you're on your face, as they say, mentally. Them gone, because they don't know how to deal with it, or they don't want to deal with it. So I must say big up to all the people out there who stick by their friends, family members, you name it, while they go through the healing phase. Whatever they're healing from, whatever trauma, it may not be sexual abuse, can be anything. It may not be domestic violence, can be anything. Trauma comes in all different forms, and it affects all of us differently. But for the people who stick around and be that sounding board, you're all the real MVPs, because it's not easy. I have been on both sides of that coin, and I can tell you, as Bujuda say, it's not an easy road. It takes grits, and it takes some deep and conditional love to stick around and be there for somebody and see them through that phase of their life. It's not an easy thing. So big up to all who have done it, continue to do it, and will do it. To people they have not even met yet, some of y'all are the reason why these people are still alive. But that I will leave for another video. So big up on yourself, and I hope this inspires someone. You're not going through this alone. We're going through similar feelings. We're just not talking to each other about it. But I'm here to talk about it so everybody else can hear about it. Alright? Peace.